there is anger, and anger is an emotion in response to an injustice. So, you know, your land is taken, someone has wronged you, you know, someone has cheated on you, you're going to get angry. Your body is going to motivate its autonomic nervous system so you can either fight or freeze. And then there are the other emotions with it, and so some people will have a secondary reaction. So they're angry and then they feel ashamed for being angry, or over time they've been punished and silenced for being angry.
When I get angry by my daughter, she doesn't understand, because to me the thing is normal, but to her it's different, it's not normal. It's like she's not understanding that why am I getting angry? She doesn't understand.
I think stereotypes become a problem or become of existence when we start labeling and assuming what a person's behavior is before we actually know them as a person. So I think a lot of times, because there is a lot more representation of white people, we treat them individually, whereas there's limited representation for other minorities or people of color or women, so we kind of assume before we get to know them what they're going to be like.
For the criminality of black men, they do that by showing that they're angry. So the cop is justified for shooting him, even though he may be unarmed, he may be
running away from the cop,
running away, you know, or maybe standing there and just not agreeing with what the police officer is saying. That justifies him being allowed to be slain, and then the American public say, "Oh, he's just another angry black man."
There's all these instances of cops that get angry when they're not being obeyed, right? So like that power structure plays into you're questioning my authority over you, and that's what ends up escalating the situation, right?
If you can create the savage out of the other, you can justify your reasoning for wanting to go in, create center, create power, and really like rule over other peoples. We see that happening now in justifications of imperialism. I mean, if you can justify, hey, Border Patrol is tear gassing mothers and children on the other side of the border, why are they getting upset? They shouldn't even be trying to cross. They're actually not trying to cross, they're just showing a demonstration on the Mexican side of the border. But that can justify a larger agenda of, well, this is why we need a wall, and this is why we need immigration reform, and this is why we need to keep rapists and people out that don't belong here.
Anger can go with fear, and some people would argue that anger is all culturally constructed. That's the other extreme, that really our bodies are activated and then how we label it depends on the context. If you're in a position of power, maybe you can be angry, and if you're not, you don't realize you're angry and you're afraid, or you're anxious and you don't realize it and you take it out on people.
You also have anger, I mean, kind of being a fear, but also a show of strength. And I remember growing up, my father being very much angry a lot, and wondering why did my mom never stand up? It was like growing up, it wasn't my place to stand up against him. But being in college and finally her on the phone saying, you know, I yelled back at your dad today. And feeling so happy and joyful at that moment.
For an African-American person, male or female, to navigate their emotions, to navigate through a life-threatening situation, but also to be able to suppress or release that. When is the appropriate time? When do I suppress? And you know, yes, Bob, and I start cooning and shuffling and jiving, you know, or when do I'm a black man, you know, you're not gonna mistreat me, you're not gonna disrespect me or my son or my brother, I'm gonna stand up. And if that intimidates you, then so be it.
The more we kind of play with the rules of which we keep complaining about the current system, I don't think that we will ever win. There will never be a sort of a victory where, oh, look at us, whatever we watch is so healthy, our relationship is perfect, things are going so well. It will never ever happen. So we gotta either change the rules of the game, which the scientists should be the leaders of it, and then following that, hopefully we can create those organic relationships to make it happen.